My name is Paul Dombrowski of HouseMasters, New Jersey, Essex, and Sussex County. Today we're going to demonstrate the proper inspection technique in an attic. In terms of the structural components of the attic, we want to look at whether we have properly spaced rafters, properly sized wood components. We want to look for any deficiencies that may exist in the structural components of the house, such as bowing of the rafters, any cracked components, any damage that may have occurred from damage to the roof that wasn't repaired. We're looking at one of the gable vents here. We want to make sure that there's a cover on the vent to prevent any intrusion for insects or pests. We want to make sure that the vent is open and is providing the proper ventilation. We also want to make sure that there's no signs of water intrusion. We're at the opposite end of the house looking at the other gable. This gable vent has a thermostatically controlled powered vent. It's set on 90 degrees right now. We're in the winter months and we won't be able to test the operation of this. However, you do want to make sure that the blades are spinning freely and we do not have any seizure on the motor. You want to take a look at the thermostat itself to make sure it's properly attached, and as well as the wiring, and the wiring properly attached to the box with a proper support. We can see we also have a screen that's protecting any pests or any insects from getting in the house. Also want to make sure that we don't have any water infiltration coming through here. At the insulation now between the joists, we have 6 inches of fiberglass insulation with the vapor side down as it should be. It's a little bit of an older home, so we have some settlement of the insulation. However, the insulation is in place and is acceptable. The homeowner may want to consider additional insulation in the future to upgrade to current standards. However, the insulation at this time would be rated satisfactory. We have some electrical wiring coming through the floor joists that have been drilled through the web of the joist. We want to see that the holes that have been drilled for the electric are not excessively sized. They shouldn't be more than a third of the section of the wood. And you also want to make sure that the holes haven't been drilled in the bottom section of the web, but rather in the center. And you don't want to see wires running over floor joists. That would be a tripping hazard or a detriment to the wires themselves. We also have plumbing coming from below. The vent pipe, PVC vent pipe coming in from the bathrooms below. Up in the attic, we oftentimes have quite a bit of electrical work that's been done, a lot of exposed wires. You want to make sure that the junction boxes all have covers on them, that there are no open splices anywhere in the attic. All splices should be in junction boxes, covered junction boxes. This junction box is properly attached with the cover on it. We see that all of the knockouts in the box have been closed with proper attachments of the wires. You want to make sure that all the wires are properly secured, that we have no loose wires, no tripping hazards, no possibility for that wire to be jostled or come free, which would cause a major problem. It's very important to look for signs of insufficient ventilation in the roof, and one of the ways we do this is to look at the sheathing. We want to see if there's any signs of excessive moisture that's visible on the sheathing surface. We also can look at the nail heads protruding from the sheathing and roof installation that will show possible rusting, rust stains on the nail heads themselves and also around the nail heads on the wood that would show excessive moisture conditions, condensation forming, particularly in the winter months. This concludes our demonstration of an inspection of an attic.